So at this point, Ukrainian President Volodomyr Zelenskyy has been informed by both US and European leaders that the money is coming to an end. It's time for him to wrap up this war with Russia and have a peace treaty signed. And all of a sudden, Volodomyr Zelenskyy finds himself on an interview and he wants to talk to Donald Trump. So there's so many questions. Why now? What does Zelenskyy think he's going to accomplish by having former President Donald Trump come to Ukraine? Does Zelenskyy know that it's very likely that Donald Trump is going to win the upcoming election in the United States of America? And he wants to have some pre-talks with Donald Trump. Check out this clip and I'll break it down after.
President Zelenskyy, former President Trump, who is the GOP frontrunner, has said that if he is reelected, he could end this war in 24 hours. What is your reaction and message to former President Trump about that?
Former President Trump said that about 24 hours that he can manage it and finish the war. For me, what can I say? So he's very welcome, first of all. President Biden was here and I think he understood some details which you can understand only being here. So I invite President Trump, if he can come here, I will need 24 minutes. Yes, 24 minutes, not more. Пояснити? Yes, not more, 24 minutes to explain President Trump that he can't manage this war. He can't bring peace because of the Putin. But always we have if he is not trying and if he's not ready to give our territory for this terrible man, for the Putin. If you are not ready to give it, if you are not ready to give our independence, he can't manage it.
This is very interesting timing for a statement like this, because we now know that the money to Ukraine is going to dry up very soon, and all of a sudden Zelenskyy makes this petition to Trump to go to Ukraine. Now, Trump has no obligation to take him up on his offer, but of course, if he did, I do believe that Donald Trump and his ideas do have a chance of solving this war in very short order. But here's the problem. Most people in the world and in the United States of America look at this war between Ukraine and Russia as a black and white thing, meaning Ukraine is right, Russia is wrong, Russia is right, Ukraine is wrong. But it is not that simple. Both Ukraine and Russia are very corrupt countries, especially their leadership, and they have a history that's very closely tied to each other that has almost nothing to do with the United States of America. Unfortunately, though, in the last 3 decades, the United States has butted itself into the Ukraine-Russia issues far too often. And this issue has only become more complex over time, with large populations in Ukraine wanting nothing to do with Ukraine or the Ukrainian government. They absolutely feel more connected with Russia and they want to be a part of Russia. So now you have two corrupt countries in a very complex situation, with the world's leading superpower courting back and forth with Ukraine to become a part of NATO, which is a Cold War era alliance. This, along with a lot of discontent within the populations of Ukraine and the constant antagonization of Russia, causes an extremely complex situation, one like the one we're finding ourselves in right now. So if anyone really thinks that Ukraine is right and Russia is wrong, or Russia is right and Ukraine is wrong, they really don't understand the history of this whole thing. They're both pretty wrong, and the United States basically has no business being involved in this at all. So now Trump could take Zelenskyy up on his offer, fly over to Ukraine, and then solve this situation in 24 hours or less. But I highly doubt that Volodomyr Zelenskyy is going to listen to what Trump is going to say, because it's going to entail him making some compromises. When you're dealing with two corrupt countries in a complex situation, you're going to need to compromise, unless there's truly one side that's absolutely right and one side that's absolutely wrong. Now, is Zelenskyy going to be able to do such a thing? Possibly. With the money running dry, he may see the writing on the wall, because how is he going to continue to sustain a war with Russia when Europe and the United States are no longer funding it? He won't be able to, which is going to give Donald Trump and his ideas a little bit more power, and it's also going to give Putin a little bit more power, which is probably going to make them wish that they could rewind the clock back a couple of years and make a peace deal before this whole mess. But maybe a more interesting question is, why would Zelenskyy even waste his time by suggesting such a thing? I mean, Donald Trump is just a former president of the United States, right? Isn't Biden the president of the United States? Wouldn't you just want to talk to him alone? I mean, he did mention that Biden did come over to Ukraine, and interestingly enough, he said he understood some things. I mean, In all honesty, I highly doubt he really truly understood anything that you were saying to him, and Zelenskyy probably knows it's the truth. He also sees that an election is coming up in the next year. He knows the poll data, and it's very likely that Donald Trump has a good chance at winning the next upcoming election, even with all the legal troubles that are going on right now. It is in Zelensky's best interest to try to court Donald Trump so that he can keep the coffers flowing with money. Unfortunately, Donald Trump is not going to go that direction. If anything, Donald Trump would have ended the funding in Ukraine long ago and would have tried to wrap up this war with the peace treaty, which probably would have been best for both sides. But instead, the war dragged on. They were supplied militaristically by the United States and Europe. Money was funded in. Many people died. And we have an ongoing engagement for the last 2 years. And it probably would continue going on for years and years into the future, except for the saving grace of another conflict that's on the scene between Israel and Hamas. Now, of course, I say this sarcastically. This is not a saving grace, but it can potentially end this ongoing conflict we're seeing now between Russia and Ukraine, because, I mean, 2 conflicts, that's kind of hard. You can make a lot of money that way, but it's kind of hard to juggle the 2 of them. And the United States knows that public opinion is dying down for this war, so it's about time to wrap this thing up. So does he really want Trump to go there? I think he does. But I think he wants to try to convince Trump about how bad Putin is. Unfortunately, Trump is not going to drink that kind of Kool-Aid like many of us haven't. Putin is a terrible guy. No doubt about it. His country's absolutely corrupt, and they're not necessarily on the right of this thing either. If you think I think Russia is right, you're kidding yourself. But Ukraine is definitely not right either. They are an absolutely corrupt country, just like the United States is not on the right either. We've been antagonizing this entire situation for 3 decades, like I've said. We're all on the wrong, which means you need a compromise solution. Not every side is going to get what they want. They're going to get some of what they want and some of what they don't want. And both sides need to be able to agree to this. It's time to end this war. I think Donald Trump could do it. Will Zelenskyy listen? Well, money talks. And I think if Donald Trump knows how to play it right with the money situation, Zelenskyy will possibly listen. I think Putin's gotten exactly what he wants. The Russian military forces are now fortifying the exact land that they want to hold, and there is no way that the Ukrainian military is going to be able to make any sort of inroads into the Russian blockade. What do you think? Do you think the timing's interesting? Do you think Zelenskyy knows that Trump is about to win this upcoming election? He's trying to get more money. What's going on here? I wonder what your thoughts are. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. I'll catch you on the next one.